All right, everyone, get in here, sit down, and shut up. We've got stuff to talk about. What is that stuff? Well, it's always the same stuff. It's NFL football. This time, it's week 12, week 11, done and dusted. We went 8-7 on the week. Average, not the best, not really happy with it. 101-63 on the season, so we are finally into the triple digits. It'll be a bit of a rush to get to 200. I don't know if we're going to quite get there. I'm going to try, but that would be the hope. But I don't think we're going to get there. But I mean, when teams like the Commanders let you down, losing to the Dolphins, what are you doing? But really, the teams I have the biggest fuss about here are going to be the Panthers and the Jaguars. Here's a clip from last week. I'm taking the Falcons. We'll get that out of the way first. So that probably means the Panthers are going to win. But I swear, if the Panthers and Jaguars win this week, I might just be done. So week 10, I picked the Jaguars and the Panthers to win, and they both lose. Week 11, I picked them both to lose, and they both win. The Jaguars just absolutely destroy the Chargers. How that happened? Like, how's that not a close game? And then the Panthers beat the Falcons at home. I mean, maybe the Panthers are a better team than the Falcons. Maybe I did really get that one kind of wrong. But I just thought division game, home game, and I don't know. I don't know if the Panthers are that good. I mean, they were coming off of a loss against the Saints. You lose to the Saints at home. How do you beat the Falcons away from home? I don't get it. Whatever. Anyway. So those let me down. Lions, Eagles. I mean, Lions let me down a little bit. I just thought maybe they'd come out and beat the Eagles. But the Eagles are tough. I guess I got to admit it. The Eagles are a tough team. They're going to their defense is absolutely crazy good. Jalen Hurts, I refuse to believe is a good quarterback. I would take 15 quarterbacks in the NFL easy before I would take Jalen Hurts if I could. I don't care that his team wins. They don't win because of him. And I don't know if they ever have. I'd be, if you know of an instance where Jalen Hurts is actually the reason that the Eagles won a football game, comment down below and point it out to me, because I can't think of one. It's always something else with them. So, anyway, we've got a few games here. 14 games this week. Teams on a bye. Broncos, Chargers, Dolphins, and the Commanders. None of them will be playing this week. This is not the last week of byes, but there are no week 13 byes, but there are week 14 byes, and then byes are finally done. So let's get into the games. First up, we've got the Bills heading to Houston to take on the Texans. Thursday night football. There's not really much to say about this. I am on quite a little bit of a run for Thursday night. We are 4 in a row. After we started 4-0, then we got 3 wrong, and then now we are 4-0 again. Another run of 4 straight here. So I'm worried I might get this one wrong, I guess, just if patterns do hold. But I'm going to pick the Bills here. As much as I do like the Texans, I think I've already heard C.J. Stroud is out, which may be a good thing for them. I mean, they've been winning without him. I just don't think they're going to beat the Bills. Not excited about having to watch the Bills again on TV. Getting kind of sick of that. Also getting kind of sick and tired of seeing them win. All right, after that, we've got the Colts heading to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. I think the Colts are going to be the hot pick here. I think people are going to take the Colts thinking the Chiefs are done or whatever, but I'm not. I'm not falling for it. I'm taking the Chiefs here. I think it should be a good game. Both teams have been playing, both teams are playing good enough this season. I'd say the Colts probably playing better than the Chiefs. But home game, Chiefs coming off a loss, especially a division game loss, which division losses aren't as big. I mean, they're big in the grand scheme of things, like records and playoffs and stuff like that. But a loss against a division opponent is not like losing to someone from a different conference or something like that, which I know these teams are both in the AFC, but I'm just saying, like, same division losses are like, they're expected because those teams play each other twice a year. They focus on each other. So I don't see the Chiefs having a problem here with the Colts. It might be a good game, it might be a close game, but I think the Chiefs will pull it out in the end. Vikings head to Green Bay to take on the Packers. Speaking of a division game, it might be a decent idea to take the Vikings here, but I'm not going to do it. I'm taking the Packers. Packers at home. J.J. McCarthy just ain't it. He's just not it. He is not passing the eye test. He's probably going to prove me wrong. He's probably going to have one of those crazy, whatever games or whatnot to will the Vikings through and beat Green Bay here. But I think I'm going to stick with the Packers. I just think they're a better team all the way around. Patriots head to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. Joe Burrow is practicing. I think I saw he had his first 11-on-11 practice, so he could be back any time now. Don't think he's going to make it back in time for this game, from my understanding. And even if he did, I don't think I would take the Bengals. They're currently 3-7, not looking that good. Patriots on an absolute roll. I would say I'm going to take the Patriots. But something about this game, I think the Bengals might win. I really do. I had their name typed. I didn't type it all the way down, and then I backspaced and said, you know what, I'm just sticking with the Patriots here. Patriots seem really good. Bengals seem really bad, but I don't know. So I think that if Jamar Chase plays, I bet the Bengals win. If he does, if his suspension holds, which as of right now, I have not heard. But if his suspension holds, then we'll go ahead and take the Patriots. I'm sticking with the Patriots 100%. I'm just saying, like, as a side note, that the Bengals might win if Chase plays, just because he might come in angry or something. I don't know. But overall, I think the Patriots win pretty easily. Giants head to Detroit to take on the Lions. Don't think the Lions are going to lose back-to-back games, especially not against a team like the Giants, who just unfortunately are not good. Well, I say unfortunately. I don't really care if they're good or bad. I probably prefer them to be bad, because the more bad teams there are in the NFL, the better the Dolphins are. But the Giants are not a good team. The Lions are a good team. And honestly, I think if they play the Eagles again, I think that result's different. I just don't believe the Eagles are better than the Lions. I think playoff time Lions win that game. Just bookmark it. But overall, Lions will beat the Giants. Jets head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens, and I don't think the Jets have a snowball's chance in hell here. I think the Ravens will win this game quite easily. There's not much else to say about it. Ravens, I don't know if they're at 500 or not. I'm not 100% certain on their record right now, but I know they are storming to the top of that division, it seems. So let's see whether or not they'll keep pace with the Steelers. Speaking of the Steelers, they head to Chicago to take on the Bears. I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the way. I'm taking the Steelers here. I did look it up. The Bears are undefeated when I do pick them to win a football game this season. But I'm not taking them here. They have won quite a few games when I've taken the other team as well. I guess that does happen. But I don't know. I'm liking, this seems like a game the Steelers will win, because everyone's going to be saying the Bears will win, so the Steelers will end up winning. The Steelers are really weird. They're like becoming one of those teams that beats the teams they shouldn't and loses to the teams they should beat. Seahawks head to Tennessee to take on the Titans. I am taking the Seahawks here. There's not much to say. The Titans are probably the worst team in the NFL. It's either them or the Jets. There might be some other teams competing with them, but the Titans are really bad. And the Seahawks are really good. And they're not losing two straight, because they're too good to lose two straight, but they're definitely not losing two straight when they go and play the Titans. So the Seahawks rather, are probably the most lock pick of this week. Like, I don't see of any game, if I had to bet my house on, it would probably be this one, and I'm going to take the Seahawks. Browns head to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. Man, I hate games like this, because these are two awful teams. And I want to take the Browns. But I know the Browns love to lose games they should probably win. And this is probably one of them, because I do think the Browns are better than the Raiders. The quarterback situation there makes me kind of think maybe the Raiders should win. But I don't know. I'm just going to take the Browns here. I can't explain why. It's probably because I watched the Raiders play, and they let the Cowboys just absolutely destroy them. So, I don't know. It makes me feel like maybe the Browns are going to win here. This is definitely one of those where I 100% expect the Raiders to win. It's two bad teams playing, so just flip a coin. I did flip a coin, and it landed on the Browns. Next up, we've got Jaguars heading to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Here we are again. Who do I take? Do I take the Jaguars and watch the Cardinals beat them, or do I take the Cardinals and watch the Jaguars win? It's really like, if you wanted to know how to bet, there you go. I'm taking the Jaguars, though. They should beat the Cardinals. The Cardinals are not a good football team. I don't know if Harrison will be. I don't even know if it matters if Harrison is playing or not. I mean, just a wide receiver. Quarterback or not, I just think the Jaguars win this game. I don't know. Kyler Murray's on the IR, I think, so he's definitely not playing. Jaguars should win this game, but I am picking them. So maybe you want to go and pick the Cardinals. I don't know. I'm taking the Jaguars, though. Falcons head to New Orleans to take on the Saints, and we have a Brown-Raider conundrum here. Two terrible football teams are about to play football, so what do? You flip the coin, right? I think, coin or not, I'm going to take the Falcons. I think Penix is out for the season. He's getting an ACL surgery or something like that, so I believe that means Kirk Cousins is playing. And Kirk Cousins versus the Saints, I don't know. Just, it's two bad football teams. Who cares? At this point in the season, I wish these games just got canceled. Nobody needs to see them anymore. I'm sorry to the fans of these two teams, but your teams are terrible. Hey, and I'm a Dolphins fan, so I know when I know a bad football team when I see one. These two are bad teams. Saints probably will win because I'm taking the Falcons, but I don't care. I'm going to take the Falcons just because I believe in Bijan. Best player on the field is going to be Bijan Robinson, so might as well take that player to carry that team, perhaps. So Falcons over the Saints. Eagles head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Cowboys coming off a big win. Everyone back on the bandwagon. They're in the hunt right now. Get out of here. The Cowboys are absolute booty. They beat a bad Raiders team. Chill out. They're not going to do anything. The Cowboys schedule looks brutal from here. I might not be picking the Cowboys to win another football game the rest of the season the way their schedule looks. They're definitely not going to beat the Eagles. The Eagles are way too good. Don't get me wrong. There's not many times I root for the Cowboys. There isn't. This is one of them. I'd love to see the Cowboys beat the Eagles because I'm sick and tired of the way the Eagles play football. It is the most atrocious looking thing. Yeah, sure, it gets results, it gets wins, but my God, I do not want to see I do not want to see that team take a run in the playoffs and make me have to watch that team play football any more than it has to. So let's go ahead and have the Cowboys win so that teams can figure out how to beat the Eagles or something. That said, the Eagles are going to beat the Cowboys. There's no amount of pleading that's going to come out of me that's going to get the Eagles to lose this game. The Eagles are just so much better than the Cowboys. And there's not much else to say about it. Eagles will win. Buccaneers head to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. Man, the Rams are good. Rams may be there with the Eagles as far as best team in the NFL. Rams are solid. I'm taking the Buccaneers here. Don't care. Heart says go with Baker. I'm not really. I wrote Buccaneers. Right, I guess I typed Buccaneers down. I feel like the Rams probably win this. It's a home game for the Rams. Buccaneers, East Coast team traveling over the West Coast to play the Rams. So they got that going against them, but something about it, I feel like the Buccaneers have kind of slid here a little bit, right? Where do they play? They lost to the Bills, and it was the Patriots the week before. Yeah. So what about the week before that? They were on a bye. So since their bye, the Buccaneers have lost 2 straight games. I think the Buccaneers are a little bit better than that. I think the Rams might come in sleeping a little bit because they got the big division win the week before. Something about it. I'm going with Buccaneers. Going with Baker. I think he pulls one out here. Our last game of the week, Panthers head to San Francisco to take on the 49ers on Monday Night Football. I went back through because I'm not looking forward to this game. This looks like a terrible game on paper. Maybe it'll end up being a good one to watch, but I'm not excited to see either one of these two teams. Neither of them have any sort of hope in like winning the Super Bowl, I don't think. The Panthers are just a bad football team that's happened to win a few games. The 49ers are like a decent football team that's just like in a really tough division and just isn't really, I don't know, they're probably not going to do much. There's just too many injuries this year for 49ers. Maybe they hit a run late. I'm not going to speculate. What I am going to say, though, is it is a crime that I just realized the Cowboys have played Monday Night Football 2 out of the last 3 weeks. They had the Cardinals and they had the Raiders. How do you manage that? Shouldn't that be a little bit more of a rotation? Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. 49ers will beat the Panthers on Monday Night Football, and hopefully there's a Manning cast because that's absolutely. I would watch the Manning cast on every single football game. They are the most entertaining duo. It's fallen off a little bit, I guess, because they really focus on their guests now. But even with that, it's usually so funny. Eli, he should be a Hall of Famer. And the people who didn't put him in the Hall of Fame first ballot, shame on you. You don't know anything about football. There, I said it. Anyway, those are my picks for the week. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If I picked your team to win, you should definitely like this video and subscribe to the channel because obviously I'm a genius and you want to interact with geniuses. If I picked your team to lose, you should definitely comment down below. Tell me how stupid I am. I'd be happy to talk back with you. I won't call you names or anything like that because obviously I understand you just want your team to win. But they're not going to. I'm sorry. Your team sucks. Anyway, so does mine. So, can't even say anything. But that's it for this video. Thank you again so much for watching, and you take it easy.